There lived a young girl named Leela. She was 16 years old and was known for her kind heart and gentle smile. Leela lived with her parents in a cozy little house. Her father was a farmer, and her mother was a teacher at the village school. They taught her the importance of love, respect, and hard work. Leela had many friends, but there was one boy who made her heart skip a beat. His name was Arjun. He was tall, with dark hair and bright eyes that sparkled like stars. Arjun was also 16, and he lived in the village too. They had known each other since they were children, but as they grew older, Leela felt something more than friendship for him. Every day after school, Leela and her friends would meet near the big oak tree at the edge of the village. They would laugh, share stories, and sometimes play games. But Leela always looked for Arjun. Whenever he was near, her heart would race, and she would feel a warmth in her cheeks. One day, the village announced a festival to celebrate the arrival of spring. People were excited as they prepared for the event. There would be music, dancing, and colorful decorations everywhere. Leela was thrilled because she knew that Arjun would be there. On the day of the festival, Leela wore her favorite dress, which was bright yellow with beautiful flowers. She felt beautiful and hoped that Arjun would notice her. As the sun began to set, the village square filled with laughter and joy. Leela searched for Arjun among the crowd. Finally, she saw him dancing with his friends. He looked so happy. Leela felt shy but decided to join them. As she danced, she caught Arjun's eye, and he smiled at her. Her heart fluttered. They danced together, moving to the rhythm of the music. It felt magical. After a while, they took a break and sat under the stars. The night was clear, and the moonlight shone brightly. They talked about the dreams and hopes for the future. Leela learned that Arjun wanted to be a painter, and she shared her dream of becoming a teacher like her mother. As the festival went on, Leela's feelings for Arjun grew stronger. She wanted to tell him how she felt, but she was afraid. What if he didn't feel the same way? That night, after the festival ended, Leela lay in bed, thinking about Arjun. She decided that she had to be brave. The next day, Leela invited Arjun to the oak tree. They often met there to talk and play. When he arrived, Leela felt nervous. She took a deep breath and said, "Arjun, can I tell you something important?" "Yes, Leela, what is it?" he replied, looking curious. I really like you. More than a friend," she confessed, her heart pounding. Arjun smiled and said, "I like you too, Leela. I've liked you for a long time." Leela felt as if she was floating. She couldn't believe that Arjun felt the same way. They talked and laughed, sharing their thoughts and dreams. That day marked a new beginning in their relationship. As weeks passed, Leela and Arjun spent more time together. They would go on long walks, explore the hills, and share their favorite stories. Leela loved how Arjun always made her laugh, and he admired her kindness and intelligence. One sunny afternoon, they decided to have a picnic near the river. They packed sandwiches, fruit, and juice, and found a perfect spot under a shady tree. As they ate, they talked about everything and anything. Leela felt so happy and safe with Arjun by her side. "Do you think we will always be together like this?" Leela asked, looking at the sparkling water. "Of course, I want us to always be close," Arjun replied, taking her hand. Leela felt a warm sensation in her heart. But life is not always easy. As summer approached, Arjun's family faced financial difficulties. His father lost his job, and they struggled to make ends meet. Arjun had to work extra hours at a local shop, and he couldn't spend as much time with Leela. Leela noticed the change in him. He seemed tired and worried. She wanted to help but didn't know how. One evening, Leela decided to visit Arjun at the shop. When she arrived, she found him working hard, stacking boxes. "Arjun," she called, waving at him. He looked up and smiled, but his eyes looked tired. "Leela, I didn't expect to see you here. I wanted to see how you were doing," she said, her voice filled with concern. "I'm okay, just busy," he replied, but Leela could see the stress on his face. "Is there anything I can do to help?" she asked, wanting to support him. "You being here helps a lot. Just knowing you care means everything to me," he said softly. They talked for a while, and Leela promised to be there for him, no matter what. As the weeks went by, Leela continued to support Arjun. She would bring him food while he worked and help him with his studies. Their bond grew stronger, and they learned to communicate openly about their feelings and worries. One evening, while watching the sunset, Arjun turned to Leela and said, "You're my strength, Leela. I don't know what I would do without you." Leela smiled, her heart full of love. "We will always be there for each other, right?" "Always," he promised, looking deeply into her eyes. As they sat together, Leela realized that love was not just about sweet moments but also about standing by each other during tough times. She felt proud of their love and the connection they shared. But life can change in an instant. One day, a terrible storm hit the village. The rain poured down heavily, and the winds howled. Leela was scared, but she thought of Arjun. She knew his family might need help. With her heart racing, she ran through the rain to Arjun's house. When she arrived, She found his family trying to protect their home from flooding. They were worried and scared. Arjun, Leela called, searching for him. He appeared, drenched and worried. Leela, what are you doing here? I came to help, she said, determined. Together, they worked hard to save what they could. Leela used her strength to carry heavy things, while Arjun helped his family. After hours of hard work, the storm began to calm down. They were exhausted but relieved. Arjun looked at Leela with admiration. You're incredible, Leela. Thank you for being here. I couldn't leave you, she replied, feeling proud of their teamwork. After the storm passed, the village came together to help those affected. Leela and Arjun joined their friends and neighbors, working tirelessly to rebuild what was lost. Their love grew even stronger as they faced challenges side by side. During this time, Leela realized that love was not just about romance, it was about friendship, support, and understanding. She cherished every moment with Arjun, knowing that they could overcome anything together. As the village slowly returned to normal, Leela and Arjun found time to enjoy each other's company again. One evening, they sat under the stars, talking about the dreams for the future. Do you think we will make it? Arjun asked, looking a bit uncertain. Of course, as long as we have each other, we can do anything, Leela replied confidently. Months passed, and the seasons changed. Leela and Arjun continued to grow together, facing life's ups and downs. They learned about patience, trust, and the true meaning of love. One day, as they walked through a field of blooming flowers, Arjun stopped and took Leela's hand. I want you to know that you mean everything to me. I want to be with you forever. Tears of joy filled Leela's eyes. I feel the same way, Arjun. You are my heart. They embraced, surrounded by the beauty of nature. In that moment, they knew that their love was pure and strong. Years later, Leela and Arjun stood hand in hand, looking at the village they loved. They had both achieved the dreams, Leela as a teacher and Arjun as a painter. They had built a life filled with love, laughter, and happiness. As they watched the sunset together, they remembered the journey that brought them here. They knew that no matter what challenges came their way, their love would always be the guiding light. And so, under the stars, they made a promise to each other, to love, support, and cherish one another for all their days.